Good evening, Miss. Today I will talk about cultural globalization. My name is Susana Young and RNC 26310. Globalization. Introduction. Globalization is a constant topic of analysis and discussion and in all political, business, and academic forums. Despite being such a widespread use, there is still no consensus on the scope that it has had within the planet and the real confrontation that exists in the indicates that subselly all countries have the same opportunities. In this short report, we'll be briefly analysis the phenomenon of globalization from the cultural approach, considering that unique technology advances that have achieved greater economic, cultural, and political integration between nations. On the other hand, globalization is a pretext to justify inequalities between different groups of countries between the current international division of labor. It should be noted that despite the fact that the technological change that we have seen in recent decades offer new opportunities to improve the situation of backward countries. In the same way, this depends more and more on the strategy of the most developed countries. The globalization. The concept of globalization is the extension beyond national borders of the same market forces that for centuries have operated at all levels of human economic activity, from rural markets, urban industries, or financial centers. In conclusion, it is the free market around the world. Cultural globalization. Cultural globalization has its short-term effects science. We can have access to cultural phenomena that occur anywhere on the planet. For example, we can see the same theatrical performance in New York, London, or Tokyo. Currently, on the same day and time of a musical presentation by a singer can be achieved anywhere in the world. So globalization gives us the possibility and exchanging between human beings, different cultures and different places, any cultural and artistic manifestation. The physical presence of bearers of other cultures in your society is in contributing to the enrichment of our own through miscegenation. Despite the possibility cultural enrichment, reality shows us that although it's a marginal way, miscegenation is present in our society. Science city looks more and more like each other. Leisure activities, eating habit, the way of this dressing, etc. They 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 are all the same as other parts of the world. South America countries, increasing single, have cultural similarities to the most advanced countries. Cultural globalization, like everything in this life, has advantages and disadvantages. Here we know your domain. Advantages. Among the advantages of cultural globalization, we can highlight that allows people to learn about the different idiosyncrasies and worldviews of world. This should result in a greater respect for diversity. Cultural globalization allows a person born in Europe, for example, can understand and even empathize with the way of seeing in the world in Asian countries. These advances, some customs of cultural tradition that have being displaced by others of greater influence are in danger of being lost or forgotten. Cultural diversity is reduced being generating a popular culture, the custom of the most developed and influential countries in the world are impossible. For example, when certain dates such as Halloween begin to be celebrated in some countries where this tradition did not exist before, thus the Day of the Witches called detract from the promise of some local festivity that also takes place and in of October. Conclusion. Cultural globalization is a way for the world to integrate and make itself known in different parts of the world, but like everything, it has positive and negative things. It is good to know the customs of other countries' science that opens our minds to different ways of life and learn from the good of each culture. But it is also important not to lose our identity, our a country, and always keep the custom in mind. Thank you.